My dear friend, some time ago, I heard a Christmas story that bears some repetition. It's about a 9-year-old boy named Wally. He was big for his age, a bit clumsy, but he had a big heart. He had a wonderful smile, a great disposition, well liked by his classmates, and a natural defender of the underdog. His parents encouraged him to audition for the annual school Christmas pageant. Wally wanted to be a shepherd in the pageant. Instead, he was given the role of the innkeeper. The director thought that Wally's size would give an extra force to the innkeeper's refusal of the lodging to Joseph and Mary. So in rehearsal, Wally was instructed to be firm with Joseph. When the play opened, there was no one more caught up in the action than Wally. And when Joseph knocked at the door of the inn, Wally was ready. He flung the door open and menacingly asked, "What do you want?" Joseph replied, "We seek lodging." Wally said in a very firm voice, "There is no room in the inn." "Please, good innkeeper," Joseph pleaded, "this is my wife Mary. She is with child and is very tired. She needs a place to rest." There was a long pause as Wally looked down at Mary. The prompter in the backstage, whispering Wally's next line, "No, be gone." Wally remained silent. Then, as the forlorn couple turned and began to walk away, Wally's brow creased with concern. Tears welled up in his eyes, and Wally suddenly called out, "Don't go. You can have my room." My friends, in many ways, Wally represents the meaning of Christmas and the relationships that are at the heart of this Christmas celebration. The greetings that we exchange over these days are meant to bring us all to a joy that is profound. This is indeed a joyous feast, the birthday of our Savior, but it is above all a celebration of a mystery that has forever marked the history of humankind. God became man and dwells among us. Today's celebration helps us to participate in a birth that happened over 2,000 years ago. But in all our Christmas celebrations, we sing, "Today is born our Savior. It is Christ the Lord." My friends, this today evokes an eternal present moment, for the mystery of Christ's coming transcends all time and permeates all history. Today and every day, we are invited to discover the presence of God's saving love right here in our own midst. For as believers, our Christmas renews the certainty that God is present today. Though Christ is present with the Father, he is also near to us, and we can meet that infant born in Bethlehem in a today that has no end. Humankind finds it increasingly difficult today to open their eyes and to enter into God's world. But the Christmas event tells us that God became human. And this will be a sign for you. You will find a baby wrapped in swaddling clothes and lying in a manger. Nothing magnificent is given to the shepherds as a sign. All they will see is a child wrapped in swaddling clothes. one who, like all children, needs a mother's care, a child born in a stable, who therefore lies not in a cradle, but in a manger. The promise of Isaiah's words are fulfilled. For to us a child is born, to us a son is given. The same sign is given again to us. We too are being invited by the angel of God through the gospel message to set out in our hearts and to see the child lying in the manger. The mystery of the Incarnation that we celebrate today tells us that God entered into the limits of time and space to make it possible to meet Him. When we say that today our Savior is born, we mean that today, right now, God is offering us, me and you and everyone, a chance to recognize and welcome Him as did the shepherds in Bethlehem, so that our lives and our hearts can be transformed by this gift of God's loving presence. God's sign is simplicity itself. God's sign is a baby. God becomes small for us. God does not come with power and splendor. God comes as a child, defenseless and in need of help. God doesn't overwhelm us with strength, but takes away any fear and wants nothing more from us than our own love, by which we spontaneously learn to enter into God's thoughts and practice with God the very essence of love. So, my friends, let us live this Christmas mystery with great joy as a wonderful event. The Son of God is born again for us today. God is really close to each one of us and wants to bring us closer towards the light of God, who is love. Held in the arms of His Blessed Mother, protected by His guardian, Saint Joseph, adored by angels, venerated by shepherds, Jesus Christ now lives among us, and we will never be on our own. Pope Francis has said, "Today the Son of God is born, all is changed. The Savior of the world comes to practice to participate in our own human nature, and we are no longer alone or forsaken. The Virgin Mary offers us her Son as the beginning, yes, the beginning of a new life. The light shows us the way to Bethlehem. This is the reason for our own joy and happiness. The child is born to us. He is given to us, as Isaiah the prophet says. Brothers and sisters, I hope that you will all celebrate a truly marvelous and wonderful Christmas, so that the exchange of good wishes will only express the true joy of knowing that God is near to each and every one of us. Merry Christmas.